Hello and welcome to Giant Mess, a super sloppy sports and entertainment podcast that's hosted by a giant mess. That's me, the real cinch, Neal Lynch. I'm a former fourth-string college quarterback and mediocre middle relief pitcher who earned himself a film and media studies degree. And now I'm a single dad who loves to talk Giants football, Mets baseball, movies, TV, and comedy. Like to mix in some life lessons and funny stories along the way. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about Black Mirror Season 7. So without further ado, let's get it out of the way. Black Mirror Season 7. Got 6 new episodes that blend inventive storytelling with the tech-driven cautionary tales. It's been hailed or praised as a step up from its recent predecessors, with several calling it a return to form for the creator and its creative team. There was the anticipated follow-up to USS Callister, a spin-off from the interactive film Bandersnatch, which got mixed reviews. There's some continuity for longtime fans and fresh concepts for newcomers. It's more traditionally sci-fi. The stories are a little more emotionally resonant and even hopeful. So there's still the usual bleakness where it's like, I hope they don't lose that, but I can understand why a lot of people were like, hey, can we just, life's already the worst. So can we just not hammer it home every episode that we're fucked? Can we do that? And I think they did. The characters feel more human and relatable. So it's not all bad, which is good. We kick off with episode 1, Common People. This stars Chris O'Dowd. You might remember him from Bridesmaids. He was the cop in Bridesmaids that falls for Kristen Wiig's character. I mean, he's been in a lot of other stuff. I do not remember what the other stuff is. Was he in Ricky Stenicki? I don't know. Rashida Jones, one of my all-time favorites, plays Chris O'Dowd's wife. And then you have Tracy Ellis Ross, Diana Ross's daughter. And also, was it Blackish, Grownish? One of those shows that had a lot of success on ABC. She crushes it in this episode. She's so good in this episode. I mean, they're all good in this episode. I mean, it's like the 3 of them, solid performances across the board. So Rashida Jones plays a teacher named Amanda. She's married to a welder named Mike, played by Chris O'Dowd. They're a happy couple who want a child. And then Amanda falls ill with a brain tumor. Mike agrees to a contract with a startup called Rivermind to restore her brain function remotely for a monthly fee. The company's servers wirelessly supplement her lost cognitive abilities. And as a result, Amanda sleeps excessively, talking like 14 hours a day, a bit much, even for me, and is unable to travel beyond Rivermind's service areas. There's a scene where he's driving her to this spot that they go to for the anniversary. I think it's where they first date possibly. It's like they have great burgers, but it's just outside town limits. And he's like, it'll be fine. And of course she has a seizure or blacks out, something to that effect. She then begins reciting advertisements involuntarily, causing issues at her job. Oh, tough, dude. Like, ads for just not school appropriate shit. And the stuff she was saying. I mean, Rashida Jones, such a great actress. Her ability to, on a dime, turn from relatable, caring, nurturing, supportive teacher who invested in her students to full-on ad read. Just like incredible stuff. Mike secretly funds an ad-free plus version of the service by performing humiliating acts on a live streaming platform. With excess money, he purchases a limited time subscription of Rivermind Lux, which allows them to alter sensory experiences through an app. At which point they go back to the place where they have their anniversary. It's like not a bed and breakfast, but I guess it's like a restaurant / hotel They get the great burgers, and she's like, when he dials up the pleasure sensory setting, she's like basically having like the when Harry Met Sally restaurant scene. Like, I'll have what she's having, like orgasming over her food, and then when they do engage, consummate coitus, she's like off the charts. Pleasure dome, which gets to him, and it's like, all right, I like, no, I could see that, and I know that there have been some gentlemen who have told stories about like, yeah, she's just like over the top with the theatrics and whatnot. It's like, but if you can actually differentiate and she's not doing the theatrics and it's real, it's like, that's pretty damn cool, man. Sign me up. After Mike is exposed for his online activities and assaults a coworker, he is fired, leaving them unable to afford the Plus subscription. They are informed that Amanda's potential pregnancy would incur additional fees. Savage corporate move. My goodness. And all expertly delivered by Tracy Ellis Ross. Like, just an amazing masterclass. And like, everyone has, just about everyone has experienced something like that, where it's like this salesmanship and just the corporate capitalist nature of this tiering subscription system, which is, and what's so amazing about that whole messaging is it's Black Mirror on Netflix, essentially, I don't want to say taking shots at Netflix, but basically holding up a mirror to Netflix and being like, this is what you're doing. And we know you're not alone in doing this, and that other streaming services are doing this, but it's getting out of hand, where it's like only the rich can really reap the full benefits of this thing that ultimately, Amazon Prime Video introducing ads, Netflix thinking about introducing ads. It's all stuff that we've been paying for that we used to get without ads, and now like WhatsApp is getting ads. What? What's up? WhatsApp? But it's definitely someone being like, well, here's the deck that shows that we can make X amount of dollars more per year, and why wouldn't you do it? Because we've shown that people are willing to accept it, and that we won't lose much as a result of it. You will have loss, but the gains will far outweigh the loss. I get it. But man, when it comes to this kind of shit, like incurring fees for a baby. A year later, Mike sells their unused crib, and at Amanda's request, smothers her with a pillow as she recites an advertisement. He enters his streaming room holding a box cutter and closes the door behind him. Yeah, towards the end, he's been pulling teeth, which it's a full circle moment, because his coworker that he fights and gets fired for fighting, kind of introduced him to it. And when he introduced him to it, you see people pulling out their teeth. And you can see Chris O'Dowd, Mike, his character Mike, being like turned off by him, being like, I'll never be that. And then at the end of the episode, sure enough, he's missing all kinds of teeth because he's been pulling them out. Whew. This is like episode 1. It's a 8.1 out of 10 IMDb rating. This is like classic. It's like classic Black Mirror. Like, that is staple, tried and true, signature Black Mirror. So it's like, what else are you gonna cut off, dude? Like, box cutter. What are you gonna cut, my guy? Ugh. And that's 1,000% the future, by the way. We have OnlyFans, and it probably, and maybe it even does exist on the dark web currently. We just too chicken shit to go on the dark web to check it out, but I'm pretty sure that probably is a thing on the dark web. And like OnlyFans, which I guess now there's a contingency of OnlyFans creators who are pissed off at like the Bonnie Blues of the world, who are doing these outrageous acts that are against why they signed up for OnlyFans and what made OnlyFans great, which was female empowerment. Like Nerve. Do you remember the movie Nerve? It was with Dave Franco and I want to say not Emma Watson, but maybe Emma Watson, or maybe it was Emmy Rossum, or maybe, what's her name? I forget. Emma Roberts? Where it's just, I don't think it's the near future, but I do think, like, you think about Running Man, Hunger Games, like, we're going there. For sure it's going to happen. Just I don't want to be alive when it happens. Try and figure it out. Episode 2, Bete Noir. I don't recognize the names and the cast. And I don't think you will either. Although Rosie McEwen feels like that would be, makes me think of Rose McGowan, but two different people. Maria is an R&D, research and development food scientist for a confectionery company. She recognizes former classmate Verity during a focus group test. After Verity is instantly hired for a research assistant position, Maria begins noticing subtle discrepancies in her life, like the name of the fast food chain where her boyfriend worked at. She also finds similar inconsistencies in her work, like the absence of an ingredient she had specifically identified in a new product. Blames Verity, whom she remembers was bullied in school. Maria attempts to use security footage to accuse Verity of drinking a coworker's milk from their communal refrigerator. However, the footage reveals that Maria committed the act, leading to her termination. Later, getting fired over drinking someone else's milk. Ay. What's your reason for leaving? Milk. Why are you no longer working there? Milk. What kind of milk? Almond milk. Oh man. Plant-based milk. Maria attempts to use security footage. Oh yeah. Later, Maria breaks into Verity's home and discovers she has built a quantum computer controlled by a pendant capable of manipulating reality. Verity had been using it to seek revenge on her bullies, including Maria, who spread rumors about her in school. Maria kills Verity, seizes control of the computer and pendant, and manifests a reality where she is Empress of the Universe. This episode is a standout for psychological twists. It explores the themes of memory, paranoia, and the Mandela effect. Opinions are mixed. Some praise its surprises and humor, while others feel the ending undercuts its impact. I guess people would have wanted her to destroy the pendant and not do what she did, but I mean, the allure. I mean, it's basically the sense you get is that Maria was not 100% a nice girl in school, but who was? I mean, who was actually 100% nice? Who is currently 100% nice? You know what I mean? So like, she said a thing. You know, high school is all about gossip and rumors, and you know, this one filleted 3 dudes in the parking lot. And now I'm part of it because people think that would be funny. And then it comes back to me and I'm like, they thought if I say this thing, then like maybe it would be good for me. I don't know. Insane. Just like crazy. Like the fact that we expect and think a bunch of hormonal teenagers to get along in a confined area is bonkers. Banana land. So yeah, this Maria said some shit about Verity, where I guess she claimed or said that Verity had sex with a gym teacher or something, a teacher that got out of hand. Some mean girl shit. So the Mandela effect. I should do a whole episode of the Mandela effect. Shouldn't I? Maybe. What are the greatest examples of the Mandela effect? That is a great question, Neal. Well, let me answer it. Nelson Mandela's death. Many people distinctly remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s when, in fact, he was released and passed away in 2013. The Berenstain Bears versus the Berenstein Bears. The beloved children's book is actually called the Berenstain Bears, though countless people remember it as the Berenstein Bears. Luke, I am your father. This famous line from Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back is often quoted as Luke, I am your father. The actual line is no, I am your father. Mr. Monopoly's monocle. Many recall the Monopoly board game mascot Rich Uncle Pennybags wearing a monocle. In reality, he never has. Oh my God. Is that real? Is that real, fam? No way. Oh boy. I feel dumb. Sinbad's Genie movie, Shazam. Numerous people remember a 1990s movie called Shazam starring comedian Sinbad as a genie. No such film exists. Most likely, many are confusing with Kazam starring Shaquille O'Neal. Well, that's a cool one. Mirror, mirror on the wall, the evil queen's line in Snow White is remembered as mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all. The true line is magic mirror on the wall. Okay. Jif, not Jiffy peanut butter. Some swear there was a Jiffy peanut butter, but the brand has always been Jif. This confusion may stem from combining Jif with its competitor Skippy. Okay. Looney Tunes, not Looney Tunes. The classic cartoon series is spelled Looney Tunes, Tunes, not Looney Tunes, Toons, even though the latter seems logical given the word cartoons. And actually, that, if you remember in The Flash, was a scene in The Flash, or not a scene, an Easter egg in The Flash, when basically future Barry is talking to alternate past Barry in alternate past Barry's apartment with his roommates, and they're talking about how there is no they don't know who Wonder Woman is, Aquaman doesn't exist, and Eric Stoltz is the dude in Back to the Future, not Michael J. Fox. If you look on the computer screen, there's a screensaver, or maybe he goes to a website and it says Looney Tunes, Toons, instead of Tunes. Damn, Neal, my God. Are you single? Yeah, dude. I'm a Vale. Kit Kat, not Kit Kat. The candy bar is officially Kit Kat, no space, no dash, with no hyphen, though many remember it as Kit Dash Cat. These are insane. Oh my God. Pikachu's tail. Some Pokemon fans recall Pikachu's tail having a black tip, but it has always been solid yellow with only the ears tipped in black. Mickey Mouse's suspenders. Many remember Mickey Mouse wearing suspenders, but he never has. What? Oscar Mayer, not Oscar Mayer. Hot dog brand is spelled Oscar Mayer, Mayer, though many remember it as Oscar Mayer, Meyer. Fruit of the Loom logo. A common memory is that the Fruit of the Loom logo features a cornucopia behind the fruit, but no such cornucopia has ever existed in the logo. What? Febreze, not Febreze. The air freshener is spelled F-E-B-R-E-Z-E, not F-E-B-R-E-E-Z-E. Chick-fil-A, not Chick-fil-A. The last chain has always been Chick-fil-A, CHICK-Phil-A, but many recall it as Chick-fil-A, CHIC-FIL-A. Britney Spears' Oops, I Did It Again headset. Many remember Britney Spears wearing a headset microphone in her iconic music video, but she did not. Dang. Wow. That's the Mandela effect. Cool, man. Anywho, yeah, so that's Bete Noir. I dug it. And, I mean, it's, temptation, dude. It's tempting. You see what this woman has done with it. I think maybe it would have landed better with the audience if we had seen more of a struggle from Maria, where if there was maybe a quick sequence or a montage or something where it's came from the bottom, now we're here, that kind of thing, where it's I struggled in school, I struggled at work, I struggled to get where I am, and maybe they did mention that and I missed it, but if you had really shown the struggle to get where she is and all the setbacks, which I know is tough in an episode. One episode, contained episode, where it's like maybe an hour. I don't forget how long these episodes are, but if you can somehow find a way to get across to the audience that she has been putting her best foot forward, and even though she did this one stupid rumor in high school that ruined this person's life, that she, like before then and during and even after, that she has been trying her tits off to get to a place and has just had setbacks and has been wronged repeatedly, then maybe the pendant, like her not destroying the pendant or not turning it over and fully embracing it and going headfirst, diving in headfirst into that experience would jive better or work better or be more satisfying or fulfilling. I don't know. 7.2 out of 10. Episode 3 was Hotel Reverie. You had Issa Rae as Brandy, Emma Corrin as Dorothy, Harriet Walter as Judith Keyworth, Awkwafina as Kimmy. If you don't remember Harriet Walter, you might remember her from Silo. She plays one of the mechanics who got divorced from her lover, and they reconnect. She's been feeding, Silo, season 1 and season 2. Very, very great character actor. Awkwafina is Kimmy. Hollywood star Brandy Friday, played by Issa Rae, was invited by the entertainment technology company Redream. By the way, I just really did not like this episode. I really did not like this episode at all. Hollywood star, I just don't. And maybe I'm trying to think of why they did this. Like, is it a commentary? Is it a commentary on the lack of originality in Hollywood? I feel like it's partially that. We've run out of good ideas. We can't come up with a good idea, so we're gonna go back to what worked and zhuzh it up a little. Hollywood star Brandy Friday is invited by the entertainment technology company Redream, who agrees to remake a classic romantic film, Hotel Reverie, by immersing her consciousness into the story using AI-based virtual production technology. She stars opposite a recreation of actress Dorothy Chambers, and throughout the remaking, they fall further in love. However, the Redream technology malfunctions, and everyone within the film except Randy and Dorothy is frozen in time. The two spend countless romantic days together. Now self-aware Dorothy discovers that her real counterpart died of heartbreak due to not being able to be with her female lover. When the Redream technology starts up again, time is reset to the moment that initial malfunction occurred, leaving Dorothy and Brandy heartbroken. The film concludes and Brandy is extracted. Months later, Redream sends Brandy a phone to talk to an AI simulacrum? Never seen that word in my life. Of Dorothy, with Dorothy telling Brandy she has all the time in the world. 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb, and I just don't. I was trying to think about it. I was like, well, okay, who would want to fucking watch this? It's like if I could put, but then I started to think more, right? It's like, okay, how many times have I watched a movie and I'm like, man, if you just had this person in this role instead of this person, what would the results be? Would it be any different? Would it be better? Probably. But would it be better enough to warrant doing it and seeing it? Does that make sense? So it's like, I think no. Just putting someone else in that role, I just can't. I don't know. And it was literally beat for beat. Like when she goes into the movie, it's like, here's the story, and we have to abide by it, like by the book. And anytime that Brandy Friday deviates from it, it throws everything off, and then they can't ensure that the AI will react in a way that will lead to the part where they can extract her. And they don't want her to be trapped in there. So they need to make sure they hit all the certain beats and the plot points. And if they can't, which they find out, when shit goes awry and goes sideways, they have to figure out ways to get it back to the storyline so that she can get extracted. Because if not, she gets stuck in there. I get it. but at the same time, like, what? We're just gonna remake old movies that are essentially 90% the same. Like they're just about the same, except they have one new character. My guess is like maybe this is a test run or a trial run to show you like it's possible, and then what they could do is say like, well, we can replace 50% of the cast with these people because whatever. I don't know. I just I came close to turning it off and skipping it and going to the next one. I'll just say that. There's just like I think I got stuck on the premise. I just really got stuck on the premise. I understand the story points and I understand like what they were trying to do with the story and what the like, you know, it's character driven and I understand the motivations, but all that makes sense. It's just like it just feels like a dumb premise. It feels like a premise that I don't see how that it could become lucrative. I don't see how that could take off. Like I don't know, you know, and I just went on a Hitchcock kick. I know this is sad to admit, but like I never watched a lot of Hitchcock movies, any Hitchcock movies, and so I watched Rear Window, Vertigo, North by Northwest. I watched, 12 Angry Men. I just went back to like the 50s, 60s and watched a bunch of movies that I know have been hailed and praised as like, these are classics. These are like Criterion Collection among the top 250 movies of all time. And I just never thought to watch them. And so I was like, you know what, let's just do it. And now that Netflix and a lot of these other streaming services have been able to upscale the because it does suck when it's like, the audio sucks and the visuals aren't crisp and it's just like, I can't, I feel like I'm watching this underwater. But when they're able to upscale it and remaster it or digitalize it or whatever and make it look good, it's like, yeah, this is a great movie. But then I was thinking, and it made my head go back to Hotel Reverie. And I was like, honestly, I could honestly see a fucking executive or some company coming along and saying like, okay, what if you could watch Rear Window, but it's Ryan Reynolds or like, I don't know, just name someone, and it's just like, nah, I don't think I would be into it. I don't know. So I really hope that's not the future. I really hope that's not where we're going. I've pitched this idea a bunch of times on the podcast, but the idea of using AI or technology to give us the films that we wanted but couldn't have for whatever reason, where there were schedule conflicts or, whatever. Like we always wanted to see a movie in their prime with Schwarzenegger and Stallone. And we eventually did get it, but it wasn't in their prime. It wasn't whatever, right? So I know it's a bad example, but something along those lines where it's like we would have loved to have this one in this movie for this thing, and it never came to fruition. But too much time has passed now, and we can't do it now. It's not the same. Well, a technology company could probably come along and do that. I mean, dude, I just watched a AI-generated video series about these stormtroopers. Greg the Stormtrooper. I think if you just search for Greg the Stormtrooper, it'll come up. I saw it on Twitter or X, and it was like amazing production quality, like high resolution, like the visuals, the audio, everything was there. The dialogue was great. There was only one shot or scene where I was like, well, this is like very AI, or that I can tell it's definitely AI, but like majority of there were like probably 5, not set pieces, but sequences or segments. And just like incredible stuff. And it's all like someone, I assume, went to, I think it's VEO, and like basically typed out a script, fed it the script, making sure that it was descriptive enough, and then probably maybe went through a couple iterations or revisions. But my God, dude, so good, so very good. So yeah, I mean, it was both cool, but also frightening and scary, because you have how many camera operators, like unions, crews, even cast. Like, all you need is someone to give it the information and it pumps it out. Like, what the fuck? He just eliminated so many jobs in Hollywood, and it was like some of the best. Like, I know we just talked about Andor and how it's like some of the best Star Wars content ever. And like, you didn't need any actors to shoot that. You didn't have to go on location to shoot that. It was basically feeding information, getting it out, and it looks outstanding. And I know that there are advertising agencies now that are producing spots that would normally cost them a ridiculous amount of money, and they can pump it out in way less expensive and way quicker time. So it's interesting, but it's also terrifying, because it's like, what? And it reminds me of the movie that I just saw, Mountainhead, on HBO Max, which I liked and thought was funny, but has gotten horrific reviews and ratings from audiences. Critically, it's been praised, and I have to look into why the audiences absolutely detest this movie. But that's essentially the inciting incident in Mountainhead is AI getting to a point where it's so realistic that people think it's real and are reacting to it, and it's inciting violence and riots because people think it's real and they want revenge or vengeance or justice. And when it's not real, and so it's like countries are falling, administrations, rulers are being overthrown. There's coups, there's rebellions, riots, all that stuff. And so, I mean, I thought it was I liked the movie, but I guess people were really pissed about it or did not like it at all. So that's where we're heading. Holy shit. And we just went off the rails. Episode 4 was called Plaything. This stars one of the cooler character actors that I've ever come across, Peter Capaldi. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but I want to say he's got a outstanding look, very unique look. I think he was Doctor Who. Yeah, he was Doctor Who, and then he was also in World War Z. But he's also Big Mouth as Seamus McGregor. Yeah, shame. He was the Thinker in Suicide Squad, James Gunn's Suicide Squad. And yeah, he was in Paddington 2. Yep, that's right. He was in Paddington 2 as Mr. Curry. The guy is like constantly on Paddington's ace. Get off Paddington's ace, man. He's just a bear. Just a little teddy bear. Yeah, so this guy's been in a ton of shit. And he's like one of the best character actors. So he plays the older Cameron Walker. Cameron Walker is a PC Zone reviewer. So like a video game reviewer. Arrested for shoplifting and the murder of an unidentified person, he recounts his past, detailing his encounter as a young man with eccentric programmer Colin Rittman and his unique life simulation game, Thronglets. Becoming deeply attached to his digital creatures, Cameron's connection intensifies after using LSD, seemingly allowing him to understand them and fostering their communication. When a house guest named Lump, is in my hair. That has to be why they called him Lump, dude. Because this, pretty sure, took place in the 90s. When Thronglets launched. So yeah, I feel like that's got to be the reason. When a house guest named Lump mistreats and kills the Thronglets, Cameron violently murders him and hides the body. Over the years, Cameron dedicates himself to enhancing the Thronglets' existence, even surgically creating a brain port for them to live within him. It's a bit much. During interrogation, instead of identifying the body, Cameron transmits code via a graphic to the central government server. The code allows the Thronglets to hijack the emergency broadcast system, sending a signal intended to reprogram human brains for peace and eliminate conflict. As the signal ends, Cameron smiles, believing he has revolutionized human life. 7.1 out of 10 on IMDb. I think I want to do LSD. I think I want to do it. I've not done shrooms. I've not done LSD. I'm petrified by the prospect of doing shrooms or LSD. But I feel like if I could just have like a Sherpa to guide me, be like, hey, you weigh this much. You say you weigh this much. You actually weigh this much. Here's how much you should take. And enjoy the ride. I'll be right here with you, guiding you the entire way. That'd be great. But because I've heard so many things about how it opens up repressed part of you, or like a side you never thought of, or just unlock something. It would be nice to unlock something, because I feel like I'm stuck in a loop. But I don't know. I'm not going to go like the Thronglets route. I hope not. I really hope I don't go the Thronglets route, because that was, that's tough. But it did make me, I'm not going to lie, the episode definitely made me want to do LSD. It's like, not so much the murder and the complete overthrowing of human civilization and society. That I'm not so much into. But the idea that it can open something up, unlock something, make me see something in a different way, maybe even give me some level of creativity I haven't explored yet. Yeah, it's enticing. Episode 5 was called Eulogy. This starred Paul Giamatti. You might remember him from Sideways, Billions, Howard Stern's movie Private Parts, where he played Pig Vomit. He plays a gentleman named Philip, who's contacted by a company called Eulogy that collects immersive photo memories from memorials following the death of his ex-girlfriend, Carol. Full admission here, full confession. Most of the shit I see on Black Mirror, I really love and like. I really want it to exist. And I think this is pretty high up on the list. He's contacted by a company called Eulogy that collects immersive photo memories from memorials following the death of his ex-girlfriend, Carol. Initially reluctant, he provides early photos where Carol's face is obscured, but technology allows him to walk through the photos with a woman only known as the guide. He then reveals numerous defaced photos of Carol, revealing their strained relationship, which culminated in Carol discovering his infidelity, followed by his failed marriage proposal in London. The guide reveals she is Carol's daughter, conceived during a one-night stand, taken in retaliation. Philip finds an undeveloped disposable camera from the trip, revealing a photo of a trashed room and an unread letter from Carol. In the letter, she asks Philip to forgive her and meet her after her next shift if he's willing to move forward with her and the child she has chosen to keep. Having never seen the letter until now, Philip is consumed with regret, realizing she had waited for him and never came. He finally remembers Carol's face and attends her funeral in London, where her daughter plays the cello. It's the season's most emotionally powerful story. It's centered on a man using technology to revisit memories of a lost love, exploring themes of regret and the persistence of memory. The most moving and lingering episode can be more than just cautionary tales about tech gone wrong. The whole idea of you cheated on me, so I'm gonna go out and fuck the first person, like, it's just it feels very foreign to me. I've never had someone cheat on me and I'd be like, I'm gonna go out and, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like women are probably better positioned to do that, or it's probably easier for them to do that. Or it's like, oh, the guy cheated. Well, let me just look at my stable of men that I have that I could go to and it'd be 8 no thing. How that's revenge though is interesting to me. Uh, I love this idea. I love the idea of being able to walk through photos. There are so many times where, and this plays a lot into like, there's a connection to social media here. And I know it's taken me forever to get to that connection, but you scroll Facebook, Instagram, whatever, you scroll Twitter, you scroll your social media feed, and you see these pictures of a happily married couple and a happy family and happy this and happy that, and everyone's smiling, and it looks like everything's hunky dory, dude. And then you get the real, and then you see it live and in person. You know, you see how it actually plays out in real time in real life, and you're like, oh, you mean like you posed to make it look like, whatever. So, not that this Eulogy service or app would actually be able to give you that much more of a grip on reality, or a perspective that you didn't see before, but I don't know, a little bit more. Like, it's almost like we have that live technology. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you take a live picture, and it basically spans, I don't know, 2 to 3 seconds, and it captures like the best frame of the multiple frames that were collected, 30 frames or whatever. But you can often, when someone says you a live photo, you can press down, hold it down, you can see what happened before and after, and it's like, okay, there's something going on. There was a movie, I think it's called Following, that utilized that, where it's like, all right, here's a photo, but then if I press down on it, I can see what happened before and after, and then it leads to, her figuring out what's going on. But yeah, that would be cool, man. That'd be cool. So many goddamn technology. There's so much technology. There was like the technology that was in, I forget what season it was, but where like he has the contacts, or like the thing he presses on the temple, and he can relive memories where it's not, typically like the only memories that we can kind of have or that feel accurate are like photos or videos, right? But say you didn't have a photo or video and you're just wearing your contacts, then you could go back and experience it again, or at least see it from a different perspective or angle. So I think about like how like if I there are just a lot of photos where it's like you see it and you're like, what led up to that moment? What happened after that moment? And if I could just see a glimpse of it, pretty sweet. Yeah, that. What is the thing I'm looking for here? I want to say missed connections. That was a thing on Craigslist, right? Where it's like, I saw you on the subway and you did this thing and you were wearing this, and then all of a sudden they like somehow catch wind of it and then get together. Like, that's always a good feel good story. But I do, you think about, has that ever happened to me? Is that going to happen to me? I know I am like hyper delusional, dude. Like very hyper delusional, but I do feel like that could happen to me. I feel like there was something happened, and there's a letter out there, or an email or a text that got lost or went to the wrong address, and it's just like, and I'm gonna be like 60 something, 70 some odd years old, and it's going to be like, well, this person had this thing for you. There you go. And it's just like, oh, my life would have been completely different had I gotten this. Can't think that way. I get it. 8.1 out of 10 IMDb rating. It feels about right. I would put it maybe a little bit higher. Paul Giamatti gives a really great performance, but I just find it interesting that people can have an issue or a problem with their significant other and just go out and it's like so easy for them to just go out and just hook up and have sex with someone else. It's just like, I don't know. Anywho, and then the final episode of season 7 of Black Mirror, USS Callister into Infinity. Christine, is it Kristen? No, it's not. Her name's Kristen. I think it's pronounced Christine. It looks like Kristen, but she's from Cherry Hill. What up, girl? Born and raised in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Italian, Belgian, Slovak, Irish. She calls her family Olive Garden Italian. Oh, shit. Cool. Yeah, so I think it's Christine Milioti as Nanette Cole, Jimmy Simpson as Walton, Billy Magnuson as Carl, Osi Ikili as Nate Packer, Milanka Brooks as Elena Talaska, Paul G. Raymond as Kabir Dodani, Jesse Plemons as Robert Daly. The USS Callister crew, digital clones within the game Infinity, become space pirates to survive on stolen in-game credits while planning to hack the servers to create their own space. To do so, they require Walt, a respawned clone of CEO James Walton, played by Jimmy Simpson. In the real world, a reporter's questions about rogue players and Robert Daly's illegal cloning alert programmer Nanette, who enters the game with James to identify the clones. They and Nanette's clone, locate Walt. James kills a clone to avoid legal exposure and is removed from the game. Walt leads the crew to the heart of Infinity, where they discover a digital clone of Robert and his cloning technology. Robert offers Nan a choice: merge her consciousness with the comatose real-world Nanette, erasing the crew in the process, or transfer the crew and another clone of Nan to a private server while keeping her behind to accompany him. Nan agrees to the private server but refuses to remain with Robert, angering him. James returns disguised as Walt and lures hostile players to attack the Callister. Nan kills Robert, triggering the game's self-destruct, and activates cut and paste, merging the crew with Nanette's consciousness. Infinity is wiped, James is arrested, and Nan and the crew are thrust into the real world. 8.1 out of 10. IMDb rating. Is it safe to say that Christine Milioti is a top 5 actress? I mean, she's been fucking crushing it. I mean, at first, obviously she got her start, or got her first kind of big role in How I Met Your Mother. She's the mother, girl with the yellow umbrella. Spoiler alert. But man, she's been at it for a while. She was actually in The Sopranos. I forgot that. Might be. She was in 30 Rock, Sleepwalk with Me, Wolf of Wall Street. Forgot that. Voiced the character on Family Guy. She was in the TV series Fargo. Palm Springs. I mean, if you have not watched Palm Springs, you know what to do. I don't need to tell you, okay? You are picking up what I am placing on the floor. Get on it. Palm Springs is a 7.4 out of 10. On IMDb, I give it an 8. She is awesome in it. I tried watching it with my then girlfriend on the way down to Key West, Florida for spring break. I think she liked it. I don't know. But, yeah. And the Penguin, dude. Sophia Falcone and the Penguin. I mean, she crushes it in that fucking show. So, I only expect bigger and better things for Christina Milioti. And Jesse Plemons, I mean, also one of the best actors in the biz right now, I think. Even his appearance in Civil War was, I mean, it's not he's not a main character, but his presence in his scene, he has one scene in that movie. It is on fire electric, so good. So the two of them in a scene together, I mean, that's when it was really cooking. When it's him and her just dueling it out, battling it out. And Jimmy Simpson, if you're not familiar with Jimmy Simpson, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Ring a bell. He was also in Dark Matter. If you listen to my Dark Matter recap, he was William in Westworld. He was the young William in Westworld. Ryan Holder in Dark Matter. He was really good in Dark Matter. If you haven't watched that yet. And he's Liam McBoyle in Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He just makes you feel things. It's like you cannot. I don't think there's ever been a time where I've watched him in a show or movie and I'm like, it doesn't elicit some kind of reaction. Like one of the roles he had was in, I don't know if I have it here. No. Oh, Unsolved: The Murders of Tupac and Notorious B.I.G. He plays Detective Russell Poole in that. And it's just like, he was the best actor in that series. So, just an outstanding cast. Even Billy Magnuson, I think the first time I saw him was in Game Night, that movie with Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams and Jesse Plemons. And he was great in that. I loved him in that. And then I just saw him in Lilo and Stitch. And he was pretty good in that. He's pretty good in this as well. So, awesome cast. Overall, the season is the best in years. It's been praised for its sharper writing, inventive scenarios, stronger emotional core, quote-unquote, fizzing with invention, humor, and love. Oh, man. Fizzy. The haters, the naysayers, will say it's running out of fresh ideas. It feels flat or lacking edge. The quality's improved, but struggling to say something new. To those people, I say, what do you want it to say? What new thing do you want it to say? It's shown you the pros. It's shown you the cons. And it's going to continue to do that. And it's going to say, this is cool, but here's the downside. And this sucks, but like, here's the upside. Like, I don't know. I think it's, as we move, especially as AI starts to infiltrate everything, dude, and take over. I don't know how you can look back on this series or the season and say like, oh, well, running out of fresh ideas. I don't think so. I think it's only going to be more relevant and more important. People are saying that this season was lighter and more accessible. Stories feel plausible and grounded in near future scenarios. I totally agree. The effort to evolve beyond the show's original formula, focusing more on human connection and less on relentless tech-driven despair. Yeah. I mean, even as someone who, like a moth to a flame, flies towards despair, I agree. Like, you can't be one note. You can't be one dimensional. You have to expand. You have to rethink things, reinvent. So yeah, that's Black Mirror season 7. So that's it. That's the episode. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And coming up next, my goodness gracious, we have May 2025 to recap and review. We've got In the Metros. My God, this has become like, how Jimmy Kimmel has that bit with Matt Damon where he's like, and my apologies to Matt Damon, we ran out of time. That is what's happening with the Mets. Me thinking I'm going to talk about the Mets. And honestly, I'm at the point now where I feel like maybe I shouldn't talk about the Mets because they're doing really well. And I feel like the moment I do talk about them, that's when the collapse happens. So maybe I should abstain. Can I just say LGM? Great, LGM. All right, that's it. Talk to you next time. Adios, muchachos.